Good morning. I am in Birds and Blossoms, and we're going to go ahead. Oh, I did get it from Half Price Books for only $2.99. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. We're going to look at this page right here. Yeah, I'm only showing you part of it because I've done something to the other part. Anyway, let's zoom in some more. Really get zoomed in there. Now, there is nothing wrong with this page. I could call it the background done, finished, kaput, whatever. All right, but I want to show you what you can do. I'm always saying if you go just a step further, what you can do. So here I have Prismacolors, light to dark, 992, 905, and 1027. So that is aqua, aquamarine, and peacock blue. So I'm going to refer to those as 1, 2, and 3. So whatever you're doing, that's how you'll be able to follow along on a background. So I did the whole thing with color number 1, my lightest. And I did go in with my swirls, and that's how I kept from getting a lot of streaks. Now here you can see there are some streaks, okay, right there. But I'm not too worried because for me, this is only coat number 1. All right, what I want to show you is if, like I said, we go and do just that one step further. Color number 2. I'm going to come in and I'm going to go around everything. And is it tedious? Oh yeah. And am I going to have to come back in here and erase some spots where I went inside? Oh yeah. And the difference is going to be ever so slightly, but I want you to see there is a difference. It does add that little element of depth that I keep talking about in all these pages. That going just a little bit further so that it doesn't look quite so flat. Does that make sense? And yeah, right now it is very messy. So this is one of those things where it almost looks worse before it looks better. I did not get all the tooth out of the paper on that first color. You want to leave some tooth if you're doing this technique because you've got to be able to come in and layer and put more color on. And if you get all that tooth out the first time, there's nowhere to add color to. Okay, because you've just used up all that tooth and it's gone. So anyway, like I said, it's very tedious. It's not tedious so much as just it gets boring and you get to where you want to get through it quickly. And I'm telling you, just plan on doing it in front of the TV or something and take your time. Just take your time. Do what you do well. See, I've got to erase that. I just went inside. I will take care of all the erasing later. I am not even worried about that right now. This is just my first and second sloppy coats. Just going around on it. You have those days outside where it's supposed to be rainy all day. It's a good day to sit and do something like this. So I hope this finds you well. Hope you've been enjoying my videos. Again, if you'd like to make a donation, just slide across the top on your phone until you get to the About. Click that, and then you can go in, and I think it's actually hooked up with PayPal. I have a Venmo also. I had to have it from my business. So just coming on around all these little areas. And can you already see how this is looking different than this? Okay. and it's not going to be quite that vibrant or noticeable after I get the next coat on. So it's kind of like, why bother? Why not just do the background more solid to start with? And you could. Again, I just like having a little more depth. And I'll bring this out just a little more. Just getting that depth in there. The reason I'm not being so perfect with all this is that I do want to come back in and blend. And the reason for that, am I off the screen now? Almost. The reason for coming back in and blending is because I didn't do so good on that first coat. And if I know I'm going to have to do better on the first coat, I might as well stick that second coat in there in between, just to get this added depth. So now, let me look through the camera and see what you're seeing. If you always take and put your piece in front of a mirror or a camera, you'll be able to see things that you wouldn't normally see with the naked eye, just because it's a different perspective. Also, if you look at it upside down, you will see things differently too. So there you can see that outline. Now, the difference in the top of the page and the bottom of the page. See how this really shows up more? Okay, now I'm going to come in with that first color and I'm going to start blending. As I blend, you're not seeing that second color so much at all. So why do it? Because I got to blend that background anyway. For me, I do. I've just got to get that streaking out. So then I come through and do this. So if I'm going to put another coat on anyway to get the streakiness out, why not go around everything that little bit in between, just to add that little bit of depth. Okay, so you can see the difference now in this versus this, or this, over to where I'm blending. And then I'm going to do one more thing. And you can see this does take some time, but we've got that third pencil that we pulled. Remember? Okay, so now then, with that third pencil, I'm going to end up with what's over here. Do you see ever so slightly a difference in this and this? It's not a huge difference, y'all. Let me turn on another light. Maybe that'll help. Okay, it's not huge, but I'm going to zoom in again. And you can actually see it a little better there. See how all this little bitty dark, and over here, it's just kind of the same. This is where we've blended. So what I did is came in with color number 3. And this tip is actually broken. So I'm holding my pencil straight up and down so that I can use that without having to resharpen. You know, every time you drop a pencil, you're probably breaking the lead down inside somewhere. So now I'm going in. Remember the V's? Just the V's. That's all I'm doing. I'm not going around the whole thing. Just those little V areas. And there are a lot of them. Once you start looking, you're like, oh, there's a V. There's a little V. And yes, I have to do erasing later. All these little V's. Trying to hold the pencil a little bit sideways so you can see what I'm doing. but it's not working too well. So anywhere where there's little V's. And now you can start to see, hopefully, the difference in there. Ooh, that lid's really jerking around. Yeah, I don't know if I'm stubborn or frugal or a little bit of everything. I just hate to sharpen that down because it's such a big chunk. I'm like, no, I don't want to waste it. I guess I could put a piece of tape across there or something, but it seems like a hassle too. So just getting all those V's, all those inside corners, so to speak. Okay, so are you seeing a difference in this and this? Okay, see, we've got the deepness there and not down here. So just by adding that little bit in those V's, we're getting a little bit more depth. And I haven't even blended all that yet, but anyway, so that's mainly what I wanted to show you today, is that you can take your page from this to this to this, and you can really see it over here. I wish you could see it in person. It looks even better than in the camera. And I could go and smooth some more of this out yet, but you can really see that dark up in here. So I think when I get this all finished going around and then get my color on here, and I think I'm going to do this like in a yellow, just like a bright yellow moon. I may go gray and white, but I'm thinking I'm going to go yellows. And then getting this done, I'm thinking in not purple, pink, and maybe some salmon color. All right, I think that'll really pop with this yellow. So anyway, that's all I've got. So enjoy the videos. I've been doing videos for what? Somebody remind me, 3-4 years. And yeah, hopefully they've gotten better. But anyway, enjoy, and I will see you again in a few days. Hopefully. All right, thanks for stopping by.